So Terry, for 8 o'clock we do the best stuff. I told you that so many times. So let's start with the webinar. So let's start. Thanks everybody for joining the call or watching the replay. Today we got a lot of updates. I don't want to go over a long time because Tami is also on the call and she has some great client getting lead stuff. That's very important in my mind. So, but I still want to go over a couple of updates. So one of the updates is that you can now show one mobile device instead of two. So this is actually kind of nice lead gen tool. So if you have a website, the website visitor will enter it and it will show, 1 second, slow internet speed, and it will show in the browser. So this is obvious not an optimized website. So to do that, it's pretty easy. Don't see your screen. Everybody see my screen or not? Okay. So if you go to the backend pages and then check your site, there's a new shortcode. 1 second. Mobile wizard URL. That's the new shortcode. I don't know if I have a chat. And you want to choose full width. And I like to show the slider, and I like to hide the heading title on this page. So once you have done that, you go to Appearance Menus, and then you add this to check your site. You see that in the top menu. Everybody get that? I don't know, my screen is small. So let me repeat this. Now we have implemented showing one mobile device on a page. The website visitor will get invited to enter the URL on the top of the mobile device. It's a nice looking page which you can customize it. Okay? So to do that, you go to you go to Pages, and you create a new page, like I have done for check your site. Okay? Then it's a new shortcode, mobile wizard URL. You make sure that the template is full width, and I like to select show slider on page and hide heading title on this page, and then you update it. The next what you want to do is you go to Appearance Menus, and if this page is just created, is on the left, and you want to add it to the top navigation page is done here, and you save it. Now this link will show you on the top. On Team Jack Mobile Wizard, you can customize what you want to see? What do visitors see when they visit your site? Let's say when they visit your URL or whatever. Okay, so that is how you make changes. Oh, dit is the other side. Everybody get it? So the next thing I want to show is, look on the left. We had Freakers Ask Questions. Now we have tutorials. Okay, so I will add all the how-to tutorials in the backend, so you don't need to go to the membership site anymore. You have them at your fingertips. So if you like tutorials, how to set up a cPanel, how to set up the site or whatever, there will be a tutorials database library like Freakers Ask Questions. Everybody get that? They will only be visible for admin 1. Yes, they will not be visible for the second admin. Okay, so like Freakers Ask Question, in a new release which comes out tomorrow, there will be tutorials, and there will be how-to tutorials. Will this slow down the site out? No, has nothing to do with that. It's just on the back end. Okay, so that is new, and we build up a database over time. And I got a series of how-to videos. And will there be a step-by-step from start to finish setup? Yes, that already exists in the membership side, but I will also do it in the backend. Tomorrow the version will get released. Okay. Then the small thing. Now we added a shortcodes overview. So here, if you were looking for shortcodes, all the shortcodes which used in other places, they are summarized here too. So if you need to get a quicker shortcode, there's a new shortcode link, and you can get them here. Okay, so we might add some more descriptions, but let's say in contact, you have this email shortcode, phone, company name, domain name, info1. So they are labeled with the fields, but if you just want to have an overview of all the used shortcodes, you can use this overview. So I will go over one more time over thing because Terry was late. So the question was, I want to show a demo site quickly. Okay. So let's say it is for landscaping, and this is a standard site for landscaping, but you can customize it quickly if you add form to the URL, FORM. And now the company is Terry Hudson. Let's see if I don't make a lot of spelling error. And I don't know his phone number, but I target is something like this. Okay, and the address you all can, and you click on Save and View. And now that website is customized for that company. See that? The name, the phone number, everything. So if you run in a situation that you want to show quickly a website for a client, and you have your cell phone with you, you have your iPad with you, your laptop with you, you are in charge. The only thing what you need to remember is ibis/overview. Okay? That's the only thing what you need to remember. And everything else, you are in control. Everybody get this? So you run a situation that you are speak with somebody, or at a lunch or whatever, and you want to say, hey, I can show you what you can expect. Let me show you something. Okay? So you don't need a cell phone. You just buy a $200 iPad or whatever, or tablet. Can we do the same on your domain name? Yes, you can. So you iframe this page. There's somewhere in the FreeCast question or in the resource is there a link to it. But don't worry so much. It is more or less the instant view. You guys are always looking for the last 20%, but you get clients with the most clients where you do the first 80%. Okay, so if you say, can I do this, can I do that, you mainly looking for excuses why you're not prospecting. Because if you walk in with a tablet with this tool in local business, I don't see why you're not getting clients every day. So Tami, are you ready? Susan, hi Susan. Hey Susan, did you see this? Let's see. Did you see this? You got a lot of comments when it came further out, but I think it is now to your like. So I'm waiting.
Unmuted.
Sorry.
Tami she's
Jack.
ready to kick it off.
Can you hear me, Jack?
Client getting.
Can you hear me, Jack?
Presentation.
I guess he can't hear me.
Are you here, Tami? Okay.
Yes.
So then I better.
Can you hear me? Oops.
Stop talking.
Can you hear me? Can everybody else hear me? Okay, I can hear Tami. Okay. We have this exciting thing. I quickly, if you can see my screen, I think I'm going to use some of the Sales Dynamite Jack information on the fly tonight, if that's okay with everybody. Let's see. Somebody says, no, Tami, you're talking to yourself. Okay, you can hear me. So before I get started, I am not going to go to the full screen because it seems like we have trouble with that. So let me know. Okay, it looks like, yeah, Karen, you can't kid somebody when I'm talking into the air. So, what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to keep building on what we've been talking about last Sunday. So, if you were here on Sunday, you were part of the group where I was talking about client getting and mindset and about our new mastermind group and things like that. I'm going to build on that tonight. So let me go ahead and again, since I don't know if there are people here who don't know me, I just want to tell you a little bit about myself before I get started, and then I'll go ahead and get started uh, with what we're talking about tonight. And I'm going to try to keep it short. I'm not going to go into great depth and detail because I know many of you have already been on the call, but I just want to tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Tami Patzer, and I do teach social media marketing at Florida Gulf Coast University, University of South Florida, and State College of Florida. And most of my students are local business people who want to learn the language of online marketing for business, as well as people who want to become social media directors at their company. I was named Main Street Marketing Machines Hero in 2010 and 2011 with Mike Koenig's fans, and I've talked in San Diego several times to hundreds of people about how I developed my local online marketing company. And I also share my strategies with other marketers. And I'm a mentor at Jim Cochran's Offline Biz. And that site has more than 12,000 paid members. So they ask me questions about online local marketing. I am a former newspaper editor and a real estate TV producer. And I had one of the very first real estate TV shows in the country back in the late 80s, and it was actually weird that it was an Arbitron and Nielsen rated TV show for Saturday mornings, which it was a paid advertisement, but it was Nielsen and Arbitron rated, so it was kind of cool. And I'm also the co-creator of Leads Master Pro products with Jack Hopman. And as you know, we created Mobile Wizard Pro, and we also created Video Marketing Agency. And there are quite a few people who are using those products for the good, and they're making some money. I wanted to share a success story real quick. Rebecca Happy, she's in Canada. She just wrote to me and told me that she's in the process of creating a video marketing day. And she said that she got a mortgage broker, and the mortgage broker referred her to a real estate person. So now she's on her way. And now, of course, she has all kinds of questions for me about now what? I've got clients coming to my video marketing day, and I have other people who are creating video marketing days. So I'm really excited that something that was actually a bonus to the video marketing agency package was is something that people are implementing, and they're moving forward to make some money and get some new clients. I want to talk a little bit about what I call take action marketing implementation. And this is actually, my name works out really well for coming up with these acronyms. The TAMI formula, which is take action marketing implementation, it's really useful for creating strategies that can catapult your business today to gain credibility, expert status, and cash flow. And I've been working and perfecting on this stuff since 2010. I'm coming up on my 5-year anniversary the first week of May. So I'm really excited because it has not been, just this rise to the top. I mean, it's been let's just say it's been an adventure. So, when I talk about quick start, what it really means is take action. And earlier, before we started the recording today, people were writing about what they were working on. And I'm always asking people, what are you doing? And Terry Hudson said that he got a new client. And Wendell Carr said, hey, I got a new client. And Rebecca said, I've got new clients. And Karen said, I'm out working in the garden today. And you know what? I know a little bit about her because she told me that she is a kinesthetic learner. So for Karen, out working in the garden is how she's processing all of this information that she's been bombarded with. So I bet that at some point in time, it's all going to come together for her, and she thinks she's out working in the garden, but really she's processing the information about how to get new clients, how to do her action plan, and what are her packages. And I bet that she'll report back on Friday when we have our accountability call in our mastermind, that she'll actually come back and say, oh, I actually did something, even though, she's thinking that she's just working in the garden. I want to talk about the big why because this is really, really important. I've been doing a lot of research, and in all the research that has been done about people who are successful in all areas of their lives, including business, including a local marketing business, they say that you have to have this massive, big why. It's the start of everything because you have to know why in the world are you even sitting here on this webinar? Why do you get up in the morning and want to move forward with this? What is it that is moving you forward? Is it money, freedom, vacation money, food money? Do you need to pay bills? Is it to help your kids start a college fund? Are you a boomer and you're trying to reinvent yourself? We all have these massive, big reasons about why we're doing something. And I know that if you don't have this huge monster reason, you're going to fail because you don't want it bad. Or if you have limiting beliefs about what it means to be successful. Some people say, oh, if I make too much money, I'll have to pay taxes. So therefore, they don't want to make any money. Or, oh, I'm collecting Social Security, so I don't want to make any money. When if you're struggling, which would you rather have? Your little piddly Social Security check or making enough money so that you don't have to worry about relying on Social Security. A few years ago, I looked at my Social Security statement and I went like, oh my God, I better go back to school and get a master's degree or something because I knew I could be standing in front of a classroom when I'm 90 years old teaching because I was pretty sure that my Social Security that says it's going to be something like $900 a month wasn't going to cut it. Because I've lived and worked in Florida my entire adult life. And in Florida, the wages are low. It didn't matter if I was a manager, I still never made more than $16 an hour. And that doesn't add up to very much money on an annual basis. So I want you to think about your big why. And it was really funny because I was actually working on this and I found a piece of paper that I had filled out when I went to a conference last October. So this would have been October of 2014. I went to a conference called No Glass Ceiling. And the form they handed out to me was if I weren't afraid, I would. I found this piece of paper today, and if you could see my face right now, you would see that I've got this giant smile because this is what I wrote in October of 2014 at a No Glass Ceiling conference, and I've got chills right now as I tell you this. Listen to what I wrote. if I weren't afraid, I would create courses that would create income, focus on one thing, figure out who I am, and find a real financial income stream. I wrote this in October of 2014. It's a piece of like pinky purple paper with stars on it. If I weren't afraid, I would create courses. Okay, what am I doing now? I'm here helping you. I'm creating courses. I wrote it down. So I want you to write down, what would you be doing if you weren't afraid? What would you do? And this is so powerful because the act of writing something down puts it out there and it starts to happen for you. When I wrote this, it was an idea. And here it is in April of 2015, and that idea is bearing fruit. I'm teaching courses to people who want to learn from me. So I think that's kind of cool. I want to point out to you before I continue about the tools that you already have, because the reason I'm here is because I bought Local Theme Jack, the multi, where I could get the 5 different themes. And I didn't go to the enterprise for about 2 or 3 months because I wanted to use the themes and see if I would actually use them before I invested more into it. So when I did, obviously, I now am an enterprise user, just like everybody else here. If you have the enterprise, so I have the access to the 140 niches that are out already, ready to go. And of course, I helped create the Mobile Wizard Pro with the done for you presentations. I helped create the video marketing agency with the local marketing day plan. And of course, I'm creating the Take Action Marketing Implementation Bootcamp Mastermind that is now available. So, what I'm trying to tell you is you've got the tools. Now you have to put them into action and implement the plan so that you can make money. And what Jack said earlier, and I'm hoping that you can see this, this is the demo websites that I just pulled up. And look at this. And I'm hoping that you see this because it starts out A and it's all alphabetical: accountants, acupuncture, air conditioning, funeral home, florist, financial planners, fences. I've actually had clients in all those niches, and boy, did I wish I had a local theme Jack theme to deal with these. Right now, I'm working on personal injury, and I think DUI attorneys are the people I'm going after now. And I actually have a dentist client whose website is not mobile friendly, and I'm going to help them make a mobile friendly website so they have additional digital assets. So, what I'm pointing out here is you have the answer to your local online marketing business right here. You've got all of the niches that you can imagine, and even if they're not here, if you sell it, Jack will help you build it. So it's kind of a cool feature that Jack is constantly improving upon the local theme Jack stuff. And I'm not just saying that because I'm witnessing all of these features just right along with you. I don't have any insider information about that. I'm like going, whoa, that's really cool. You know, like when he came out with Sales Dynamite Jack, I mean, I thought that was the coolest thing ever. So I just want to point that out to you. You've got the tools. Now you have to take action. I want to tell you a little bit about me again. It took me 34 years, might as well have been 40 when you think about it, to stop being afraid to succeed. I was one of those people. I graduated with straight A's, went to college, and immediately proceeded to meet some guy, fall in love, get married, quit school, have a baby, and get a divorce all in the first 5 years. So by the time I was 21 years old, there I was, single mom with a 2 year old, no education beyond high school, because I sold out for what I thought was going to be happily ever after, and it didn't happen. It took me until I was 34 years old to go back to college to get my degree. And of course, that meant I was raising, by that time, 3 children, ended up being a single mom on $8 an hour. Okay, that doesn't go very far. When I got a job that went to $9, woohoo! I could afford TV cable then because I went into the $23,000 a year. And I went back to school, got the bachelor's degree, had to take off about a year to recuperate from that, then went back, got the master's degree. And once I had the master's degree, I could teach at the college level. And hence, about the time when I got that social security statement, when I realized that I would never be able to retire at the rate I was going. So I just want you to know that even though it took me 34 years, it's okay, because no matter where you are, no matter how old you are, no matter what your life circumstances are, you're here and you've got this opportunity that you can start making money using the local theme jack. You've got Sales Dynamite, you've got your mobile wizard, you've got your video marketing agency, and you have me, because I am someone who can say, hey, I lived it. These are the mistakes I made. I can share with you. So I just want you to know that I have been there, and I don't always talk about how bad it actually got. But when I decided I was going to be this local marketing person, I had a background in journalism, no background in sales. I mean, I knew how to take care of people in the form of being a teacher and an educator, and to help people in that way by doing research and then saying, well, here's something you could do to try this. I mean, I can help people go to college because I had to figure out, how do I get the money to go to college? So I figured it out. Okay, so now I can help people by my experience. How do you become a local marketing person? Well, I did it the hard way, so by experience. But when I first bought Main Street Marketing Machines, it was $2,000. That's a lot of money when you don't have $2,000. So I dug up the first payment, which was something like $500. And the next month, the payment was $547. I knew that I had to earn $547 in the next 30 days so that I could pay the payment to keep that product, because for me, it was going to be my way out of a job where I was driving an hour and a half each way, and the people had no idea who I was or the value I brought to the table. I had no budget, yet I was doing national social media campaigns and video campaigns for a national real estate company. And I had no time, but I knew how to do this stuff. I was learning how to do this stuff. And I knew that if I could only focus on local people, I'd be able to make a full time living. May, June, July, August, September, October. I was afraid. I had clients, but I was afraid to take that leap of faith that was, okay, Tami, you can quit the job now. I was terrified. What if? What if I failed? What's the worst thing that could happen? I could lose my house that I'd been fighting to save. I couldn't take care of my kids. I couldn't pay my bills. Those were all my big fears. What if I failed? I couldn't afford to fail. And then you know what happened? I got fired from that job. I had just bought my 27-inch iMac. Cost me close to $2,000. I had just bought it. Like 2 days later, I was fired. They said, "See ya." Literally, come in and say, "Oh, we don't need you anymore. Pack up, see ya." And it was like, oh my God. But then it was like the happiest day of my life because I didn't have to make that decision anymore. All I had to do was focus on my local marketing business, and my income tripled. 30 days, that income, I replaced all of that job income. I wasn't all stressed out. I was focused on my local online marketing business, and I tripled my income. So instead of making a couple $100, I think I was making like $1,700 or something a month at that job. It wasn't very much. And it tripled. Suddenly I was making $5,000. Hey, that's a lot better than my little piddly $1,700 a month. And life started to change because of focus. So I just want you to know that, again, I've been up and down and all around, and the road is not straight, but you will get there if you keep going and you keep trying and you keep believing that you can do it. So, what do you need for a local business? You need to know some basic packages and proposals. You have to have a really good, solid mindset, and you have to have a community of support. Somebody besides your kids, because you tell your kids and they go, "Oh yeah, really? Okay, can I buy this?" They don't get it. Your husband or your spouse or whoever, they might not get it. They might even be telling you, "Go get a job." They don't believe in this the way you do. And then, of course, you need accountability. You need somebody to tell this to. You need somebody who's going to listen to you and maybe point out the hole in your plan, or to tell you, "Hey, you're doing really, really good. What did you accomplish this week to move your business forward?" It could be just one simple little thing that you did, but it was a big thing that will really make a difference. And you need a plan, an action plan. If you have some type of an action plan that you can put on your to-do list and you can write it down or you can see it and you say, "Okay, I've got to do one, two, three, four," guess what happens? It gets created. And then, of course, all of this stuff doesn't matter if you don't have any clients and customers. And the clients and customers are out there. They are waiting for you to help them. I keep telling people this is the absolute truth. When I go out and speak, people are always, always just like, "Oh, can you help me?" And it might be something very simple to tell me how to turn off the notifications on my Facebook. Or it could be, "Hey, I need a website," or "I need marketing," or I need. And some of them don't have any money. Some of them have huge amounts of money. It's your job to discern the client or customer you want to have come into your life. And believe me, it's really nice to be able to say, "I'm not going to work with that person because they give me the heebie-jeebies. I don't like that person, so I'm not going to work with them no matter how much the money could mean to me," because it's just something that you have to be able to pick and choose your clients. So I want to talk a little bit about your first client. And if you're somebody who you've already got, you're $1 million business, this probably isn't anything that you're going to be interested in, but it might be something that you're interested in if you're trying to figure out how to get the first client or just grow a little bit because maybe you're spinning your wheels, maybe you're stuck. I like to call this idea the open the door package. Again, you've already got your local theme Jack. So, as Jack showed you tonight, it's as simple as making a demonstration with your ibizleads.com/forms that you can make a demo site fairly quickly. And then, of course, your package would be a mobile friendly website with hosting. Because the idea of offering the hosting is that you will have a monthly residual income of some sort. It doesn't have to be a lot of money, but you want to make sure that if you're selling a website, that you give them hosting and that it's affordable, that you make it easy to say yes. And of course, if it's a mom and pop client, you have to make it really easy to say yes. And if it's a larger client, you might have to make it really easy for them to say yes so that they can say yes to bigger types of business. It's really important that you get the concept of making it easy to say yes. And again, I want to reiterate, you don't want to leave money on the table. And when you do your pricing, you want to be sure that you always give them the option to pay for it in an annual basis so that they can get a discount. I have often been paid by people for websites and hosting and other services with one big lump check that is good for 12 months. And then, of course, I report to them on a regular basis. And every year, I try to add something of value to them so that they will pay a little bit more money, uh, as time goes by. But I want them to remain my client and always be happy. So I'll talk a little bit about how to get that first client. And for some people, they don't like the idea of actually getting off their rear and going outside and talking to people. But to tell you the truth, it really is the easiest path to yes. One of my tips from Tami was the magic trick. And Jack made that magic trick easier by what he's releasing tomorrow because you can put that URL in and, of course, say, here's your website. This is what your website looks like. You can show that magic trick to people using a mobile smartphone, a tablet, an iPad, or, of course, you can send it to them and they can look at it in an email or on a desktop. And I am always one for choosing my client. What I mean by that is you always want to look for people who are paying for advertising and marketing. People who don't pay or don't believe in marketing are not your potential client. You could stand there and talk until you're blue in the face, and they will never give a dime for marketing. They have to be a person who honestly believes that paid advertising and paid marketing will work for them. They have to believe that the social media is here to stay and that the websites are really valuable to them and that they should be creating digital assets. Believe me, I've had clients who didn't really believe in what I was saying until one of their good old boy buddies confirmed that what I was telling them was the absolute truth. Then it was like, oh, yeah, okay, I believe you now. And they had no trouble paying me after someone else told them, yes, it's a good idea. Make sure that you look at your own life and the groups you belong in, the clubs, the organizations, the chambers, Business Networking International, Rotary Club, Kiwanis Club, book clubs, meetups, church, Facebook groups. Business people are all over the place. And if you already have a relationship with people, then it's a lot easier to create that rapport and open the door strategy. Sometimes people report back and they'll say, yes, I was talking to someone at, the local chamber, but they went with somebody else who was cheaper. Couple months later, it comes around. How'd that website situation go that you got from that cheap guy? And of course, it was like, oh, it's not mobile friendly. Oh, really? I can help you. So think about it. Keep the conversations going with the people you know. In any type of sales training, they're always going to tell you start with your warm list. Start with your family, friends, neighbors, business people, the people you do business with. That's just the plain fact of life. Start with the people you know and go from there, because it's a lot easier to do business with people who already know, like, and trust you than it is for total strangers. But don't get involved with that family trap where your brother-in-law or some relative will take advantage of you and make you feel bad about it by not paying you. If people don't value what you give, you want to run, because it is not going to be worth the loss of self-esteem in the long run. And another thing is, I like to do the observe and report method, which is basically wherever I go to the hairdresser, I always talk to the person who does my hair about marketing. I always talk to the person at the restaurant about marketing. Everywhere I go, when I meet people, I'm always talking about, oh, did you know that you could do this? Or I compliment them on what they are doing related to social media and marketing. So just observe and report. Who do you talk to? What are you noticing? How could you help them? Then the methods of contact, of course, the in person conversation is almost the dying art. There are younger people who, if you actually call them on the phone, it's like they're insulted. They want a text message first. It's really silly. And then, of course, email. I'm talking about one to one email, not mass emailing. But if you do mass emailing, you have to be ready to follow up. So you have to get pinged either with an email or a text message when that email is opened, or I think you're wasting your time, because people, they'll look and they'll look and they'll think and they can't make a decision. But think about it. You call them on the phone and you say, oh, I see you've opened that email. Can I answer any questions? And oh, yeah, I was just thinking about that. Speaking is one of the best ways to get in front of people, one to many, put you into the authority position. Seminars, you can create your own seminars or meetups. You can create your own webinars. Of course, you can wear your name badge so people will say, oh, what are you doing? And then, of course, social media posts, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter. You want to become the provider of the hot news of the day related to what you're talking about. For example, you can post about the mobile friendly update, about websites, about content marketing. I just made 36 videos, little 1 minute questions and answers about content brand marketing for local business, so that I can create some nice content that I'll be able to use in emails and blog posts and tweets and Facebook, that put me into that position of, oh, she's the one to go to about content brand marketing. And then, of course, press releases. You can use press releases in your local business, or you can use press releases for a national program with the RSS feeds, so that ABC, NBC will pick it up. And of course, you want to use that so that people see you as the ultimate credible authority. Some other ideas for finding clients, and some of these I bet you are already using: Craigslist ads, yours and theirs, other online ad places in your country, Facebook groups, LinkedIn. LinkedIn is really a good place if you're trying to connect with professionals. There's a lot you can do by joining professional groups on LinkedIn. You can post a lot of really high quality content, And of course, you can interact with people and find out exactly all kinds of things about a person on LinkedIn because it's like their online resume. Of course, you can use online media, newspapers, magazines, TV channels, YouTube, specialty publications, associations. Associations are huge for being a great place to find a lot of information about members. And you can also do a lot of specialty keyword research by understanding how associations are put together. And then, of course, my favorite, speaking and teaching. You can go and teach adult education courses. You can go out and speak to clubs and organizations. There's just a ton of things that you can do. And I've broken it down to passive and active. You can do your business passively using contacts with email, voicemail messages, or you can be very active, which requires a lot more energy because you have to go out face to face, talk on the phone, follow up on email with phone calls. But in the long run, if you have a mix of passive and active, for finding your clients, I think you're going to find you'll do pretty well in the long run. So here's the big assignment for a quick start for this week. I want you to go find 10 chosen clients, and you can use any method that you choose. But I want you to actually select 10 potential clients you want to work with. And then I want you to make at least 10 phone calls talking about the April 21st deadline for mobile friendly because it's coming up. It's real. It's a real piece of news that you can talk about. I also want you to set an appointment to speak somewhere in the next month. And it does not have to be before the April 21st deadline unless you can get a speaking engagement by that time. I want to clarify about this April 21st deadline. I saw where some people, they're focused on mobile friendly, and that deadline. Yes, April 21st is a real nice update for Google. However, the opportunity does not end on April 21st. The opportunity is just in the news right now. So it's something that somebody could easily verify that you're telling them about something they need to know about. The opportunity for local online marketing continues to grow year after year, and especially for mobile friendly websites, for video marketing, reputation. I mean, your list of services that you can offer are just unlimited in terms of integrated online, offline marketing. I mean, you can go whole different direction. You can become an authority expert. You can be the local marketing expert. You can be the educator, advocate expert, wherever you're at. I also want you to create some handouts about some news of the day. For example, April 21st mobile friendly update is great information that every business person should know, but there's a ton of other information out there. Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook. You can find tons of high quality, relevant information in the news about local online, offline marketing that you could share. So I'm going to stop talking about that right now, and I'm going to talk to you more about what we're doing in our mastermind group, and I want to tell you what I created for those mastermind members today that they don't even know about. But again, I want to emphasize that when you're out there in the real world, what is going to make you stand out above the crowd when they're getting phone calls from India and the Philippines and every other Joe Blow with a cheap solution that trust, if they trust you, they will buy from you. If you are an authority, the odds go up that they will buy from you. It's about marketing. And more than anything, it's about implementation. You have to do this stuff to catapult your business, to gain credibility, expert status, and cash flow. And the bottom line is that if you don't do anything, you're not going to have any cash flow. If all you do is learn but never implement, you'll never have the money coming in to help you. You have to learn, apply, implement, and then you'll prosper. I actually came up with a new acronym today, which was LEAP, take a leap. So I just thought that was interesting. So we had our first quick start call already on Monday, but because I knew there would be people on the call tonight that would want to get involved, I'm doing another quick start call tomorrow at 8 p.m. where I'll go over everything with the mastermind. And if you're already a member of the mastermind, great. You can just join in because I'll be using new, fresh examples every time I do this training. And of course, you're invited. And I just want you to know that typically our training will be on Mondays at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And then we do a Friday evening accountability call. So, this is what we're working on this week. We're talking about the big why and getting your mindset in check. We're talking about packaging the product, figuring out what to package, what you're going to offer, getting that first client, or building on the idea of getting clients every week. And then of course we have the Facebook group that is already starting to get active. And then next week we're going to talk more about creating trust and authority, and about speaking opportunities, more on accountability and assignments to grow the business. And then on week 3, we're going to work more on getting more clients, easy ways to get clients in your hometown, more on accountability and assignments to grow the business. And then in week 4, we're going to really look at the bigger goals, the 3-month plan, 6-month plan, 9-month plan, 12-month plan to scale up to a 6-7 figure business, and of course, more growth and support. And today I just added this and it'll be available tomorrow. I recorded and created for the mastermind people the psychology of marketing, how to use psychology to sell to your customers, which is all about how people buy, why people buy, what you need to do when you're creating your packages so that you're hitting those needs. And it's all about how to use the psychology of marketing in an ethical way so that you're not manipulating people. So, with the mastermind, every week we have a minimum of 1.5 hours of a live webinar. And yes, it's recorded. People can ask questions that I will record for the benefit of the entire group. For example, Rebecca Happy was asking about the questions you should be asking when you bring a client on board. So I'll be recording the answer and actually providing a questionnaire to help you with that. The Facebook group is designed, it's a closed private Facebook group. It's for interactivity and accountability. I'm giving some mind movies that I created for motivation and abundance, and I'm getting a good response to those. People are saying they're singing the songs and dancing around, because it's this one of the songs is I've Got a Millionaire Mind. That's one of my favorite, and the other one's I'm a Money Magnet, and another one's It's My Time. I just love those because when you're getting overwhelmed, you listen to that and you just feel good. And then, of course, as every teacher does, I give you homework so that you can create your action plan so that you can actually be creating your packages, proposals, and talk to real people to sell them your packages. And somebody suggested that we do some role playing. So I am going to add that in to the group so that we can practice some of the things that we're working on. And I want to emphasize on this that who is this for? The mastermind, because I'm putting so much of my personal self into it. This is what I think. I think it's for anyone who may be a little bit stuck, anyone who needs support. Like, I'm kind of like a motherly type person, I guess. But I'm, how a mother is. It's like, you better do this, But, and then I think it's for anyone who wants a quick start in local offline consulting and people who really believe that abundance is real and that there's an opportunity available to us right now that we should take. And it's really important to me that the people who are involved with me are positive people and people who think I can actually help them. And I don't want people who are people who just want to like snoop and see what it's all about and then refund it. That hurts my feelings. I can't, it's just like, oh my God, what did I do wrong? I don't want you to buy this if you're that person. I don't want that energy. I want the positive, good energy in this. If you're a moaner, groaner, complainer, or excuse maker, you won't fit. You don't fit in with the group because everybody's really positive. And if you don't want to take any action or actually do work, then it's not for you. There's no reason to even look at it. And of course, negative people or people who refuse or can't follow directions, because I do give very specific do this, do that, go do this homework type of direction. And if you do it, you'll get results. If you don't do it, you won't. If you're lazy or just somebody again who you don't, it's like, oh well, whatever, that this is not for you. And then people who are, I guess, the shiny object chasers that you buy everything and then you consume it, throw it away, refund it. Again, it's not for you. Or anyone who thinks that this is just a get rich quick scheme, because it's not. This is what I offer is my background is work. I had to work for a living, was not making enough money, was not appreciated. I needed to do my own thing so that I could surround myself with work I love doing, which, as you can tell, I love teaching, I love creating, I love doing this, and I love to help people. So that's why I'm doing this. I know what it's like to be struggling. I lived it. I lived it for 34 freaking years until I said I am not going to take it anymore. I want to live the rest of my life, you know, living a good life where I'm not struggling every single day. So, if you want to join us, that's perfectly good. And what it is for 4 HOT hands on training weeks of take action marketing implementation. As you know, it is $97. And I want to go ahead and show you this is what the Facebook cover looks like so that when you go there, you'll know what it looks like. But I want to go ahead and show you the page because it's got a lot of detail on it that I kind of skipped over. And I want to tell you a lot more about what we've added. And those of you who are already in the mastermind group, you're going to be blown away by what we've added. Okay, okay, 2 dots. Just a second here. I just want to show you if I can. Doesn't get rid of the dots. Let's see if I can get there. Okay, so I just want to. Oops. Let's see. Maybe I'm going to the wrong place because I thought I had it earlier. Okay, that's actually taking you inside. and I'm logged in. So let me see. I wrote it down. Let's see. It should be Leads Master Pro Bootcamp. Let me see. I apologize because I really want to show you all of the stuff. Aha, here it comes. Okay, so here's the actual page. And of course, you all know you get your live interaction, accountability, access to a closed mastermind group, and support materials. And like I told you, I already did one of the live trainings and I showed a lot of proposals in that training. So I am editing out the actual people's names before I put them up into our membership group. But you get the live trainings, of course, the replays, live Facebook support or Facebook support, plus the personal interaction with me. And who I want to work with is the person who's out there who wants to learn about local marketing consulting. We have the live webinars every Monday. We have a live accountability teleseminar on Friday evenings at 8, where we'll talk about, your success, what you did, what you didn't do, what you should do. We have our Facebook mastermind group, which of course I monitor and I'm working in. You can network with your other mastermind members. There's of course the collaboration where we can get the support from the group, share ideas and success stories, as well as the mistakes and the 2020 hindsight. I think that often what we learn from the mistakes is much more valuable than anything we learn from what we do right. And then, of course, I have samples of proposals, letters, emails, stuff that I created. And of course, you can get guidance. The idea is that I'll give you unlimited email support, but I'm going to answer your questions via video so that everybody can learn from whatever your questions are. So I'm not going to answer you individually on email, but I will take your questions, make a video, and I'll post it for the good of the entire group. So like I said, week 1, we're talking about clients, packages, proposals. You get an action plan. And of course, the accountability. Week 2, speaking and authority. And of course, the live training and the Friday accountability. And then we're doing more client getting, big goals. In week 4, we're going to really talk about, okay, we're starting to figure this stuff out. What are our goals? How much money do we want to make? How many clients do we want? How are we going to move forward? And then I actually added an action plan bonus that during week 5, I'll actually talk with you for 15 minutes, and it's going to be a very laser focused 15 minutes about how you can move forward, because by that time you should have a plan. And of course, you can go to this page and listen and see what other people have talked about from the first meeting that we did. And it's kind of funny because if you read what Wesley said, on the first call, I had a massive crash. And believe me, I was like really stressed out, but it was like, oh my God, I cannot let these people down. They're waiting for me to show up. They took time out of their day. And when I got onto the call, lo and behold, they were still there waiting for me. That made me feel so good that the people trusted that no matter what, I was going to figure out how to get on that call. And I did it. And then, of course, I delivered, and boy, did I deliver, because of the crash, I had to figure out how to show like 20 some things that I had already prepared. So it was quite an experience, that first live call. And that is available for viewing now as a replay, because I did give just a ton and ton of information. And then, of course, Wesley showed, I'm sorry, my screen just blanked out here, so I'm hoping to get it back. Wesley showed that leads thing. I'm having technical difficulties. They say they're solar flares. So you get the 4 weeks of live interaction and personal client training with me, and it's $97. Which, if you divide that up, it's like what, less than $25 a week for about three and a half hours of live training. I'm also giving what's called Become a Social Media Superstar video program with training, which is basically where I show you how to use social media to grow your authority and credibility. And I have some video training that goes with it. Then I've added this, and this is stuff that I am a researcher digger, and I have never shared this stuff before, but I did share a little teeny bit with the mastermind group during the first call. But I'm going to actually show you some research I did related to Chambers of Commerce and Business Networking International that I've already recorded, because once you're able to see the gold that is hidden in the layers of these websites, you're going to be able to say, oh my goodness, why didn't I just know this stuff? Because it seems like it's intuitive, but it's not, because things get hidden on websites. And if you're not snoopy, you're not going to find them. And then, of course, I make these mind movies just for the mastermind group, because I think about the people in the group, and then I make the mind movies, and it's all about abundance and prosperity and making money and setting goals. One of the coolest things about my mind movies that about freaked me out was when I had an affirmation that I was going to get 100 new clients a week. And in my mind, I was going, oh my God, how am I going to get 100 new clients a week when driving around Florida in the hot heat? Well, that isn't how they came to me at all. They came to me through a different method, but I didn't realize that. Then I have the bonus of, we've gathered up all of the Tammy's gold nuggets and Tammy tip replays into one spot. And I was shocked at how many I'd already done in training. And then Jack asked me, he said, what if people don't want to do the personal training, but all they want are the replays? Can we offer that? And I said, okay, if that's all they want, because that's all you're going to get, is I can't have, unlimited people in the mastermind in the live program, but we're going to offer the replay webinar. So right now there's only one. Obviously, we've only done one for $27. So what you'll get is the mastermind replay of the one recording within hours of the live event, so that at the end of the 4 weeks, you'll have 4 weeks of training. You're not going to get any of the paperwork, none of the marketing of psychology, none of that. You're just getting 4 weeks of training, 1 week at a time after the live event. But of course, I tell you how to do the stuff, but you're not getting any of the documents or the workbooks that go with it. So this is, again, the replays are, the replay week number 1 is about focusing on getting clients packages and proposals. And then each week it'll be whatever the replay is that week. So we're talking about now through May 6th, the week of May 6th, and there is no personal interaction at this level. So I'm not going to be, having conversations or trying to help people at this level, because they're not really in the mastermind. They're really just getting the replays. But here's the thing that is really cool that we've added to this little $27 package is you get the 4 weeks of the client getting boot camp replays. So yes, you get the replays, and then you'll get the videos of the golden nuggets, the 21 ways to make your website work video, how to make a 3-minute demo video, my presentation secrets, my evaluation form, presentation event slides explained, and then I did a training about email secrets that only was, if you were there live, you saw it. It has never been released since, and that is included. And then you're going to get the replays. So you get your those bonuses of the Tammy's Tips replays, and then of course the basic replays. And of course the mastermind people, they get all of the live stuff, the psychology of marketing, all of these extra, the BNI videos, the Chamber of Commerce videos, and anything else that I decide that I'm going to create to give to them, because I get ideas. As I'm sure you hear that when I'm speaking, that I'll get an idea in my head and that becomes a vision, and then I create from that. That's why sometimes if you were to meet me in person, you'll see I talk a lot with my hands, and you'll see me visualizing in my head as I'm trying to figure something out. This is from Karen. She's our gardener who's kinesthetic and processing. And what she said was, the first class was so jam packed with incredibly useful information that I'll need several clones of myself to use it all week. That's why she's out in her garden. And that there are enough choices for everyone to use to locate the niches and clients we want to work with. I just gave the people a starter set during the first webinar, and enough samples of packages that we may offer to these prospective clients. And she says, I've never really written a proposal to any business owner before, and that information about creating packages is invaluable. If I can't find at least one client, I'm doing something wrong. Thank you. So, of course, I'm going to be talking to Karen at our accountability call, and of course, we will find out how her client getting strategies worked for this week, because I know that she really wants to get some new clients. So I am going to go ahead and answer questions if anyone has questions. And I see, are the 6 bonuses only included with the replays? The mastermind people get everything. The people who are in the live 4-week mastermind, they get access to every single thing that we're giving, including the Facebook group. The $27 package is 4 webinar replays, and then the uh, Tammy tip trainings. No Facebook group access. You get a membership inside of the leadsmasterpro.com domain, and you get your access to your replays, but you don't get any live interaction. That's the big difference between $27 and $97. $97 for 4 weeks gives you the everything, live interaction, accountability sessions, access to the closed Facebook group, access to all the mastermind members, all the support materials, videos, workbooks, anything that I create to share. And that would include those videos on the BNI groups and the Chamber of Commerce. I have a ton of information that I have developed or am developing, that I'm obviously with the mastermind group, I can say to them, hey, take a look at this. What do you think? How do I make this better? And then of course I've got all the people and their success stories that I really like to be able to work closely with. Like I want to be able to talk with Rebecca Happy about the fact that she's moving forward on her video marketing day. Wesley Hazlitt, I'm working with him to help him move forward with his video marketing day. Karen asked me questions. Different people ask me questions. And like I said, I'm preparing to answer questions for the benefit of the live mastermind group. And that's why that investment is such a good investment, less than $25 a week. And you get all of this live interaction, accountability, and you get original things that I've personally created. And you have to remember, I've been working on this stuff for more than 5 years. So I've got archives of proposals and systems and methods in place that I'm sharing with people. I can't just dump all this stuff out, or you'd be overwhelmed. So I'm trying to just give enough with assignments so that you will go, oh, okay, if I can get 10 clients, if I can talk to 10 people, and if I can do these few little things, you'll see that, well, if I can do 10, hey, I think I can do 20. If I can do 20, maybe I can do 30. And pretty soon you have clients who are paying month after month to you. So let me see, I'm looking for different, let's see. Somebody's asking me about rotaries and stuff. Yes, Wes, the if you go look at Rotary dot, I believe it's Rotary.org, they have all of the Rotary clubs all over. I believe Rotary is an international organization. And what you do is you go find the people, and Wesley here says, hey, here's your speaker coordinator. And that is a perfect opportunity. And he's put a bunch of information. He's in Canada, I can see. So think about it. All of these clubs and organizations that they meet once a week, they need speakers. They're desperate for speakers. And it's a perfect opportunity for you to get your foot in the door. And when you purchase, I want to tell you, don't rush away from your PayPal, because there is a thank you page with your access instructions. So you actually should be redirected to a thank you page that gives you how to get into the site and how to create your membership and that type of information. And we do send out welcome letters, and if you don't get it, make sure you let us know, because we are sending out welcome letters to you with all your access information. And I just want you to know that, there have been some glitches, and I've been told we have solar flares, so it's a technology thing. But I want you to know that when you check out, it does go to a thank you page that gives you your access information. And on top of that, you should get a welcome email with the same information. And what I can tell you from the feedback I've been getting from our first mastermind call, from Monday, this is only Tuesday, is that people felt like they got great value out of it, that they were going to take action. And of course, like I said, I just recorded the psychology of marketing, and it's about 8 videos, and I have a workbook, and it's really, to tell you the truth, pretty darn interesting information that when you apply it to your client getting strategies and you understand how people make a buying decision, you'll be able to package things in such a way that when you give them the choices, the no-brainer will be to pick the package that you want. And you'll be selling your product the way that people need to be sold to so that they can make the right buying decision, which is that you are the best choice and it's not about price. So, and I want to emphasize, do not see yourself as trading time for dollars. If that's how you think, you need a job, because that's trading time for dollars. When you're a business owner or an entrepreneur, you are figuring out how much does it cost you to do this business, what's your profit margin, how much money do you want to make, and what is the value you bring to the table. And know that the value, what you bring to the table for a DUI attorney is great, and that the value to some little mom and pop restaurant trying to sell, a 2.99 breakfast, the values are different, and that person with the 2.99 breakfast has got to sell a lot of eggs to come up with $1,000, while the attorney charging $15,000 for a client certainly doesn't need that many clients to make it well worth working with you. Okay, Philip says that it did not take him to another page. That's good information, Philip. Lenny, Lenny Davis, you accidentally posted in lead tracker. That's okay. Okay, I'm looking for questions. How can we help small businesses after the deadline using mobile? JC Soto. The opportunity for local businesses is not dependent on April 21st. The website should have, everybody should be moving towards mobile, and it doesn't mean that magically on April 21st that every business is going to be mobile friendly, or that the opportunity just stops April 21st. You can sell mobile websites, responsive websites, mobile apps. There's so much more that goes into having a website than a website and hosting. You can provide content, you can provide other services to them on a monthly basis, so that they have a robust website that is more than just a billboard in Montana. Now, you may have to educate them about what a good website is. And I actually did a presentation called The 21 Things a Good Website Needs, something along those lines. And you could use that presentation to stand in front of a group and talk to them about what makes a good website, and one of the things that needs to be is mobile responsive. But don't worry about this opportunity drying up. It is not drying up. Online local marketing is a growth industry. Online local consulting is a growth industry. You have many services that you can provide. Video marketing, retargeting, social media, Facebook marketing, Google ads, pay per click, Facebook advertising, email advertising, integrated marketing, meaning helping people to integrate their online stuff with their offline marketing, direct mail. Um, there are just unlimited services that you can offer. So the mobile friendly update is just a news item that helps you open the door, because you're saying, hey, I'm here to help. I'm the solution. You need a mobile friendly website. If they already have a mobile friendly website, great. You can report that to them and say, you know what? You've got a mobile friendly website. Now let's look at how you can make your online presence larger. Let's make your online presence grow. And there are a lot of ways that you can do that. So don't limit your thinking. Remember how I told you I could not figure out how in the world I was ever going to have 100 new clients a week, because in my mind, I was thinking that I had to go physically see them, drive in my little car, and go talk to people, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that. And that isn't how the people come to you. So just let go of any limitations that you see for yourself, and just see that you're going to be successful with your local theme jack niches. I showed you all those hundreds of niches. You could be the leader for funeral home websites. You could be the leader for dentists, for fencing, for services. You have so many potentials out there. And also think about who you are and what you know. I think sometimes people don't realize that their personal background will open this window of opportunity about who your ideal clients could be, because you have knowledge, you have specialized knowledge that you could be applying to this new field. Let's say you're an airline pilot, you could be applying that specialized knowledge to some area that you know about, except you're putting on the online marketing twist. Wes is taking action and sending his stuff out to the Rotary clubs in his area. And Lenny Davis said, Amen. So I'm not sure what that was too, but it's pretty exciting, to tell you the truth. We live in this time when you can be an entrepreneur. It's you don't have to have a job anymore. More and more people are realizing that, especially because of the internet. And online local marketing is just one area where you can make money. I mean, there are a lot of ways to make money online, and I've even been researching how to get contracts with the government. And I mean, that's a whole nother exciting arena. And there's a lot of myths involved, like that the government doesn't pay on a timely basis. They pay with credit cards, and they pay within 10 days of invoice now. So there's a lot of lucrative stuff that can be happening with the government that you may not be aware of, how things have changed since the stimulus packages went into effect, or the fact that if you're a woman owned business, there's a lot of opportunities for woman owned businesses, minority businesses, um, all kinds of opportunity out there to have a business. And it happens that right now you are looking at the fact that, hey, I have local theme jack, I can make websites, I have mobile wizard, I can do mobile friendly, I have video marketing agency, I can do the video business. There's just the digital theme has like what, 9 different businesses it's talking about. Everything from video to pay per click advertising, reputation. It's unlimited areas that you can choose, and you don't have to do them all. I suggest you choose 1 or 2 specialties, and of course, find your niche, meaning find a vertical of a business that you could focus on, or you could be the local company. But I think that in the long run, if you actually choose a niche, like you're going to focus on dentists, or you're going to focus on attorneys or funeral homes or whatever, that I think that you'll find that you don't have to be so knowledgeable. Because of how I did it, I had a pest control guy. I had to learn about pest control. I had an air conditioning guy. I had to learn about air conditioning. I had to learn about attorneys. I had to learn about restaurants. So I had to always constantly be on a learning curve. So now I know, hey, you know what? Make your life easy. Choose something that would be interesting to you. Choose the type of people you feel good about working with, and focus on those people and become good at it. And pretty soon you'll be known as the person who does work for whatever, dentists or attorneys or the funeral home, whatever it is that wanting to do. Are there any other questions? Okay, JBB, if you're asking what's the mastermind, I explained it several ways and times. So take a look and I think you'll figure it out. Um, let's see. Richard's asking about RSS feeds. Um, RSS is real simple syndication. Um, it's the way that you can gather content and information. You can use services such as, let's say, Feedly as an example, or you can use if then this or so. I don't know. I always get confused on that. That's a question that if you ask it, I can make a recording about it because I actually have a whole presentation all about RSS feeds that I gave to the SCORE people a week or so ago. How much time do I need to allocate to the program to make it worth it for me? Well, John Lee, if it probably depends on you, but in terms of the time it takes to participate, you need to be able to at least spend, I would say, 3 hours of participation time a week, and then the amount of time it takes you to implement. So I would say that for most people, if I was teaching a college class, what I would say, expect to put in 3 hours for every hour of class time. But again, it's your business. I'm just here to give you some information about how I did it personally, give you interaction and accountability, and to give you support materials and training that you can use to apply to your business. So it's like if you're somebody who learns and applies and energizes what they're working on, actually does it, and you take action, that amount of time, of course, would be up to you. If you're somebody who doesn't, then you probably wouldn't do any of the activities anyway. So it isn't about me, it's really about you. And I don't know how much time you have. For me, when I got started, I had such limited time. I had my time driving to work and my time coming home. So I had 3 hours where I could think about stuff or listen to stuff in my car. I had 15-minute break at 10 to 10:15. I had an hour for lunch and I had another 15-minute break from 3 to 3:15. So I had those windows of opportunity to focus on what I was doing. And then, of course, when I came home at night, I typically spent the time when I got home from work, which is around 6:30 or 7, and I was working on my business normally between 7 to 11, and because I had to get up in the morning. And so that was how I did it for the first 6 months. I just put the amount of time that I had into it, which was pretty much all of my time because I was focusing on uh, my goal. I had to make $547 a month, and then I had to make enough money to replace the job. And thank God that I got fired, because then I was forced to focus and I was able to triple the income. Tim, SENFT, Jack, if you have the links to local theme Jack, Mobile Wizard, and Video Marketing Agency, somebody is looking for those. I don't know them off the top of my head, so I don't want to try to verbally give those to you. So, any more questions? I really, the people who are interacting with me so far, I just want to tell you, I'm really enjoying. I ask them to tell me their why, and everyone's why is different, but every single person's why I can really resonate with it, because I know what it's like to be told, you better get a job, you better get a job, or gee, time is ticking by. I'm, 40 years old, I'm 50 years old, I'm 60 years old, I'm 70, I'm 80. It doesn't matter how old you are, if you're alive, and you want to keep your brain active and you're learning. It's always really cool to see the people, and then the people who are in the mastermind group so far are all people who are willing to help and be supportive so that we have a nice family, a family situation where everyone's willing to put out some piece of good advice. It isn't about me, it's really about you. But it's real, it's very personal. I share a lot of painful stuff and decisions that I had to make and mistakes. I mean, the mistakes that I made over the past 5 years, picking the wrong partners, wasted 2 years with one guy who I was doing all the work and he was supposed to be selling, yet we never sold anything unless I stepped in and closed it. I mean, I wasted a lot of time or working with people who said, yes, but we have to have, 300 people before we can start giving them high quality information. And then I met Jack, and Jack said, "Hey, come on to my webinar, share how you're using local theme Jack." And look what it happened. We're creating really valuable content with people who love it, people who really want it and appreciate it. And I think that that's the biggest thing for me personally is when people appreciate what I'm able to give based on my own personal experience. And so that's what you're getting. You're getting Tami, you're getting me, and the fact that I'm helping you to take action on your marketing, and it's real. I mean, I'm about as real as you can get. There's no built-in fluff. I'm a teacher at heart, as you can tell, and I love to share, and I have a tendency to keep on giving. So I hope that anyone who does join the mastermind group, and it doesn't matter if it's the live mastermind, which is where you're going to get, I would say the live mastermind is where you're going to get the most benefit. But if you don't have the time, but you just want the training of the replays, then that option is good too. You're just not going to get all the other stuff that comes with it. So, Jack, I think that I have talked enough. If I'm not seeing any additional questions, um, but I do definitely want to invite everyone um, who wants to join me, who's really serious about this stuff. Um, I'm here for you. And as you can tell, Jack's here for you too. I mean, look at what he creates. I mean, every time he updates, I'm going, whoa, like the sales dynamite Jack. Oh my God. That's just so powerful. And the cool part about all this stuff is you can demonstrate it, pull out the phone or get in front of a group and you've got something to show them right away. So Jack is saying thank you, and I'm saying thank you, and I hope to see everybody on our quick start call tomorrow night. I will send out emails, and again, you'll get a welcome letter from us. If you don't, send us a support ticket at support at leads with an S, masterpro.com, and we'll get it out. But do be a little bit patient. Don't send the support ticket, you know, until, give us a little time to see what's going on here. But thanks a lot, everybody. I really appreciate it. And everybody, thank you. Good. I'm glad that people are looking forward to tomorrow night. And again, those of you who are already mastermind members, come for Wednesday night because it is going to be new and different and fresh. I mean, it's the same basic content, but I'm going to be using different examples. And then watch for your psychology of marketing, that I'll give you the videos with a workbook that you can practice on, and you're going to really like it. I had a lot of fun creating it because I was talking about all of the psychological triggers that make people buy. So it's really a cool thing. Jack, somebody wants the link into the chat again. Oh, okay, he did. Okay. So again, thanks everybody, and I'm going to go ahead and turn everything over to Jack again and go from there. So I really appreciate everything and I appreciate all your time.